When a man falls deeply in love, his world begins to shift in ways that are not always obvious. Many women expect grand gestures, constant words of affection, or dramatic changes in behavior. But the truth is, the signs of a man in love are often subtle, hidden in the small things he does, the unspoken actions and the sacrifices he quietly makes. Most women miss these signs because they look for romance as defined in movies or books, not realizing that men show their deepest feelings differently. Understanding what men do after they fall in love is the key to knowing whether his heart is truly yours. And once you see these signs, you'll never question his devotion again. The first thing men do when they fall deeply in love is protect. This is instinctive and powerful. A man in love wants to make sure you are safe, not only physically, but emotionally. He will go out of his way to shield you from harm, whether it's walking on the side of the street closest to traffic standing up for you when someone disrespects you, or simply checking in to make sure you got home safely. Protection is love in action. He may not always say, "I love you" in words, but when he guards your well-being, it is his way of saying it every day. Women often overlook these small, protective gestures, but they are one of the clearest signs of deep love. The second thing is vulnerability. Men are taught to be strong, to hide their emotions, to never reveal their weaknesses. But when a man loves deeply, he begins to trust you with the parts of himself he hides from the world. He will tell you about his fears, his insecurities, his past mistakes. He may even cry in front of you, something he rarely does with anyone else. This vulnerability is not weakness. It is proof of intimacy. He is saying without words, "I trust you with my soul." Most women miss this because they mistake it for fragility, when in fact it is the most courageous sign of love. Third, men prioritize. Before falling in love, a man's schedule may revolve around work, hobbies, or friends. But once love takes root, his priorities shift. He begins to carve out time for you, even if it means sacrificing sleep, free time, or other commitments. He wants you to know that you matter. This doesn't mean he abandons his life, but it does mean you become central in it. If he chooses to spend his precious time with you, to fit you into the spaces he once reserved for himself, it is not casual. It is love. Many women miss this because they confuse consistency with routine. But behind his consistent effort is a deliberate choice to make you a priority. The fourth thing men do is plan. A man who is deeply in love begins to imagine a future with you. He may drop hints about traveling together, talk about long-term goals, or introduce you to people important in his life. These are not small gestures. They are his way of weaving you into his vision of tomorrow. When he includes you in his plans, even in casual ways, he is saying, "I see you by my side in the future." This is love extending beyond the moment, and it is one of the most profound ways men reveal their feelings. Another powerful sign is consistency. A man who is in love does not leave you wondering where you stand. He calls, he texts, he shows up. His behavior matches his words. Even when he is busy or stressed, he finds a way to remind you that you matter. Consistency is not always flashy, but it is love's most reliable form. Women sometimes overlook it because it lacks drama, but it is in this stability that love grows strongest. When a man shows up over and over again, despite life's challenges, that is when you know his love runs deep. Men also invest. Love makes men generous, not only with money but with energy, attention, and effort. He will want to give you things, whether it is gifts, experiences, or simply his undivided attention. This investment is not transactional, it is emotional. He wants to see you happy, to bring joy into your life, to build something meaningful together. When he invests in you, he is planting roots, showing that he sees you as part of his world. Many women miss this because they focus only on material gifts, not realizing that his true investment is in time and effort. Then comes acceptance. A man who falls deeply in love accepts you as you are. He does not try to change you into someone else. He embraces your flaws, your quirks, your imperfections, and still chooses you. He may tease you, he may challenge you to grow, but he never makes you feel unworthy. Acceptance is love in its purest form. When he looks at you and still says, "You are mine," even when you are at your worst, that is a sign most women miss because they are too busy looking for perfection. Real love is not about finding someone flawless. It is about finding someone who sees your flaws and still stays. Another subtle but undeniable sign is integration. A man in love wants you to be part of his world. He introduces you to his family, his friends, his colleagues. He brings you into his circle because he is proud of you and wants the people he cares about to know you. This is not casual. It is commitment. If he is weaving you into his relationships, it is because he sees you as a permanent part of his life. Women sometimes miss this because they think introductions are just formality, but they are actually milestones of love. Finally, men cherish. This is perhaps the deepest expression of love. When a man cherishes you, he does not take you for granted. He remembers small details. He notices when you are tired. He supports your dreams. He lifts you up when you feel down, and he celebrates you when you shine. Cherishing is the opposite of neglect. It is constant, tender care. And when a man does this, it is the clearest sign that his heart is completely yours. So what do men do after falling deeply in love? They protect, they open up, they prioritize, they plan, they stay consistent, they invest, they accept, they integrate, and they cherish. These signs may not always be loud, but they are always true. Most women miss them because they expect love to look like a fairy tale. But in reality, love shows up in everyday choices, in quiet gestures, in steady presence. If you've ever wondered whether your man is truly in love, stop looking only at his words or dramatic displays. Look instead at these subtle behaviors. Because when a man falls deeply in love, his actions speak louder than anything else. And once you recognize these signs, you will never doubt his devotion again.